It started with a message. In a late-night WhatsApp group chat, a young man calmly admitted to something no one wanted to believe, that he had just killed his own parents. At first, everyone thought it was a joke, but when police arrived at a small apartment on Phuc Chak Street in Hong Kong, the truth was far worse than anyone could have imagined. The place was a nightmare. Blood spattered across the walls, trash bags filled with cement and sand, and a smell so thick it clung to everything. Inside the microwave, investigators found a layer of yellow grease. When they opened one of the nearby bags, they realised what had been cooking: human remains. Just hours earlier, 29-year-old Henry Chow and his friend Angus Tsai had been chatting online like nothing had happened. But now both men were being led away in handcuffs. So who were they? And what could possibly drive someone to do this? Henry Chow grew up in a normal middle-class Hong Kong family. His parents, Glory and Moon, adored him. They paid for private tutors, piano lessons, even sent him overseas to study in Canberra, Australia. They wanted him to succeed, but Henry wasn't interested in any of it. He lived in his own little world, disconnected and cold. At school, he barely had friends, and by his late teens, he was already failing his classes. His parents did what most would do. They pushed him harder. When that didn't work, they sent him abroad, hoping a change of scenery would help. It didn't. Henry faced bullying, felt isolated, and eventually dropped out in 2003. He lied to his parents about graduating, but the truth surfaced fast. They were disappointed but still tried to help, enrolling him again in a Hong Kong university. That failed too. From then on, Henry withdrew from reality, turning to online games and living life through a screen. He told online friends he believed he was a psychopath. His profile pictures were often Adolf Hitler. He alienated everyone around him, including a girlfriend he abandoned after she became pregnant. Henry didn't just avoid responsibility, he ran from it entirely. By his late 20s, Henry had bounced from job to job, never lasting long. He lived off his parents' money, spending freely despite having no income. He was arrogant and pretentious, the kind of person who looked down on others while depending on them completely. That's when he met Angus Tsai, a gentle, kind man from Macau. Angus was the opposite of Henry. Soft-spoken, loyal, and unfortunately very easy to manipulate. His life hadn't been easy either. He'd been betrayed by women he loved, scammed out of money, and after several suicide attempts, he wasn't mentally well. Henry saw that weakness and took advantage of it. By early 2013, Henry's relationship with his parents had collapsed. They were fed up with supporting their lazy, unemployed son and told him to move out. Henry didn't take it well. During one explosive argument, he even suggested they sell their apartment and split the money 3 ways, 1/3 for him. They refused, of course. Furious, Henry stormed out, cut contact, and began plotting revenge. Over the next few weeks, he convinced Angus to help him. He told his friend he needed to resolve things with his parents once and for all. When Angus hesitated, Henry threatened to kill his mother if he refused. Out of fear and dependency, Angus agreed. Henry began buying supplies: knives, a cooker, 2 refrigerators, and even a microwave. On March 1st, 2013, he invited his parents to Angus's apartment under the pretense of lunch. What happened next was horrifying. When Glory and Moon arrived, Henry attacked them. He stabbed his father in the neck and helped slash his mother's throat. Afterward, the 2 men dismembered the bodies. The limbs were packed into trash bags. The remains were cooked, salted, and stored in hundreds of styrofoam lunchboxes. Both heads were found later, one in each fridge. For days, Henry acted as though nothing had happened. When his brother grew suspicious about their parents' disappearance, Henry claimed they'd gone on holiday to China. He even gave a fake interview to the media, begging for information. But the lie fell apart fast. On March 15th, police raided Angus's apartment after tracing Henry's disturbing WhatsApp messages. That's when they uncovered the gruesome scene. Along with the remains, they found a notebook, a step-by-step guide on how to dispose of bodies. It listed every item Henry had purchased down to the sand and cement. Handwriting analysis confirmed it was his. During interrogation, both men turned on each other. Henry claimed Angus killed his mother, that he was just helping. Angus said he'd only helped after being threatened. He insisted Henry killed them long before he even arrived. But the evidence, the messages, the notes, the timeline, all pointed to Henry as the mastermind. When the trial began in 2015, psychologists described Henry as deeply narcissistic, obsessed with success, and detached from empathy. He even told friends, "I can't feel normal people's pain." In court, Henry's defense argued he suffered from bipolar disorder and OCD. But after a second evaluation, those claims were dismissed, replaced by a diagnosis of personality disorder and extreme narcissism. The jury didn't buy his excuses. He was found guilty of murdering his parents. Angus, on the other hand, was acquitted of murder, but convicted for helping dispose of the bodies. He'd already served 2 years awaiting trial, so he was released immediately. Henry was sentenced to life in prison plus 9 years. The judge described him as a narcissist who feels no remorse and poses a danger because his crimes have no rational motive. It's tragic when you think about it. 2 parents who wanted nothing but success for their son ended up dying at his hands. Their other son lost his entire family overnight. And for what? A few dollars and wounded pride. Henry believed killing his parents would somehow rebirth him, that it would free him from his failures. Instead, it cemented his legacy as one of Hong Kong's most chilling murderers, a man so lost in his own ego that he saw the people who loved him most as disposable.